We're gonna dance with both the Oriental styling and with sacred belly dance tonight. Bring your feet about hip width, bend to your knees, tuck your hips, lift your rib cage, shoulders round and down. We've got an element of a choreography combination, and also I want to have a little look at the aspect of illustration, illustrating the music with our movement, making visual that which is not visual. Enjoying the breath. Let's bring the hip out to the side, bring it back and into a circular motion. Reverse it. Into figure of 8. So you're bringing that figure of 8 to hips. And you could frame that movement with your arms. Nice. And just gently guiding yourself into bigger movement. We're going to bring that figure of 8 now vertically, so the hip travels up and down. You can use an extension through the foot to guide that if you would like to make it even bigger. If you're just warming up, I would say probably holding the heel down onto the ground would be the best place to start. Slide the hip. Other side. Slide. Center. Slide, center, slide, center. Nice. Circling round. And as you step wide, you're going to shift your weight onto that side. And as you step small, you're going to close the gap and your hip round to the other side. Then you're going to shift the hip forward and the weight comes on to that side. Bring it together as the hip comes back. Bring the hip out to the side and you're ready to step the other way. Try the other direction. We're going to shift our weight towards that side. Bring the hip back as you close the gap. Bring it out to the side. We've got horizontal figure of 8 here. You can cross your hands in front. Wow. In the last class, we had some fun with traveling forwards and back and round in a circle. The slide of the hip. Slide. And bring that smooth serpentine arm. So you can either keep it steady with the slide, or if you would like to, you can bring a figure of 8 as you travel. Let you decide whichever is best for you. One is considered trickier than the other. You can cross the hands in front. Wow. Hands up overhead. frame as we travel. Slide the hip out to the side. We're going to frame the other way. Nice. Slide out to the side. Whee, beautiful. Bring it all the way around. Other side. We could turn this movement into push-pull, hands and arms. So this is a variation on that L-shaped arm. So the L-shaped arm with the framing here, and what you did is you brought this motion to bring the hands over to one side and then out to the other. And if you remember from last class, we spoke about how you can use illusion to create depth. So if I was, for example, to move down like this, with my hands here, this is a wonderful level change. But if I was to do an alternate movement where I bring my hands up whilst I travel my body down, the illusion is that I've traveled further than what I actually have. And so let's try that on the other side first. So we're here, hips are in neutral. So just gently sitting down into the movement, and you can use your hands like, almost like a bird, like a dove opening to take flight. And you'll just see as you do that, how it really creates this illusion of depth of movement. And so it's a similar thing that we do as we frame with the L-shaped arm and then bring this push-pull hand. So just try that first of all without any traveling or hip movement. What you're going to do is bend through the elbow, bring the elbow closer to the ground on one side, and on the other side, you're going to bring it out towards maybe the wall out to the side of you, so the side of the room, and then you're going to extend back into that movement. Now it might be with a curve, or it might be a straight L shape, but often it's going to be softened. And you're here, you're going to pull back, push forwards, pull back, push forwards. This is really toning and strengthening for your arms, but it also looks really gorgeous. Let's try on the other side, so you can just propel your hands to the other side, just windmill them over to the other side. And from here, let's try it on this side, so you're going to pull back, push out, pull back, push out, pull back. Nice, beautiful. Lower your hands down for now. Just release that out. We're going to bring movement through our hips just to rest our hands for a moment. I'm going to drop through one hip, then through the other. Whee! Here we go. All right, so this time as we go in, let's try with a slide. So as you step out to the side, we're going to elongate that shape. This says to your audience, I'm really traveling here, and I'm really stopping, and I'm really going. And so you're fully marking out, you're illustrating that point within the music. Here we go, so we can wind, pull back, step, pull back. Nice. Try the other side. So we're going to windmill over to the other side. Let's try here. We're going to step with the slide. Nice. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Windmill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. So another way that we can really begin to mark out and illustrate the music is, let's take a basic drop of the hip, for example. So with your basic drop of the hip, you might illustrate a dum sound, or the strongest beat within the rhythm. So we got dum. You might take that to the other side, dum, 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 dum. And then at the same time as that, you might have on top of that, so this is the drum rhythm, you might have on top of that a layer which is the melody. And you know, the tune that sits on top of the bass rhythm, the drum. And the drum might be being infilled, it might have a flurry on top, but that melody is throughout. And so you can illustrate both at the same time. So with the melody, what sits really nicely with the melody is some beautiful hand and arm movements. So let's just bring in that element of hand and arm movement with small circles. Now, if you're going for more of a classical style belly dance, you're going to bring that movement through the wrist. It makes a beautiful big movement and it travels throughout from there. And then, or you might be doing something slightly more modern. You might be doing maybe even American cabaret style or tribal fusion style. And it might bring more of a rotation through the hand, where the fingers make a circling motion more than the wrist. So with the first one, the wrist travels and the fingers just happen to follow, whereas this one, the hands move. It's got a sort of Spanish flamenco feel. It's very world dance, world music, world dance. And it's very modern in terms of the belly dance style. Take a moment to notice which feels most natural to you. Try the first one again. And then also what you might explore within that expression of the melody is some sweeping motions. You've of course got prescribed movements such as your snaky arms or Egyptian arms in here, like a rippling wave through the body. You've got that wonderful movement, that flowing where we frame the face. Two little birdies that travel down the mountain. You've got the inspiration from nature, dancing the elements. The ocean wave. You create figure of 8. You bring the hands up high, honoring sun god Ra, a glowing disc and orb of light on top of your head. Or perhaps a movement of protection. An honoring of the cobra, the protector. Or you might have a temple pose movement. So lots and lots of hands and arms you can utilize to illustrate part of the melody. The hands and arms, of course, could illustrate the drum rhythm, and sometimes they do, but we tend to use the arms more for the illustration of melody. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to change it up now. This is super exciting. Okay, so what we're going to do with this piece of music now is when I pop it on, when you hear the strong staccato boom, the drum is maybe like a dum sound, or it's a punctuation, it's the full stop or the period in the sentence. And when you hear the melody, you'll just know that it's a melody because it'll be smooth, or it might be kind of, it might mimic nature in that it might sound like bird song. Okay, so let me just pop it on. We're going to just mark this out. And we're going to utilize a really simple movement through the hips. And of course, feel free to add something more complex if you like. But for now, let's just play with this. We're going to just play with the concept of illustrating both the melody Yes, so we've got basic drop of the hip. Two, one, two, one, two. Now, you might be used to hearing me play raw rhythm on the drum for you. See if you can hear the rhythm that's playing. Well done. Doom, tack. Doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, doom, doom, tack. Just clap it out with me for now. Doom, tack, doom, doom, tack. So we've got doom, tack, doom, doom, tack, doom, tack, doom, doom, tack. Yes? Okay, so let's say that, let me pause this for now. So if we had, let's just go for the most basic one right now. So first of all, what you've got is doom, doom. And then so far into the piece, the full rhythm comes in. It's a basic unfilled to begin with, and then they get funky with it. And it goes doom, tack, tack, which is, leave a little comment in the chat box there if you know what that rhythm is. Doom, tack, doom, doom, tack. What do we call that? Okay, and so let's just say that we're going to illustrate this out then with our hip. Let's make it really simple. Doom is going to be down, a drop of the hip. Tack is going to be a lift, up. And then we've got double doom? Double doom is what I meant to say. Drop, drop, lift. So it's going to go like this. Drop, lift, drop, drop, lift. Drop, lift, drop, drop, lift. Try on the other side. Ready? And we've got drop, lift, drop, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, drop, lift. Okay, so this is this is the sequence that we're going to go with. So what I'll get you to do is just to try that out when we pop the music on. Let's say let's do 4 on the right side of the body, 4 on the left side of the body. So we're going to switch to the other side. At the same time as that, I want you to try and stay aware of that melody and try illustrate that melody. So you might utilize some of the hand and arm movements that we did a moment ago. I'll let you decide. Perhaps your basic go-to for this could be this movement here, a flowing wave. You might refer to this as Egyptian arms or snaky arms, whatever you refer to it as. You could utilize that. You could bring it real small in here. As the music quickens, you could try that. So this that we're doing right now could be considered akin to patting your head and rubbing your tummy and then adding another layer on top. And then me saying, right, we're going to do that the other way around. I want you to switch hands. So it is going to challenge you, but in a really fun way. Let's just explore this concept of illustrating the music on a more aware level now. Ready? Okay, here we go. So first of all, we've got that drop of hip. And then we're going to go onto the right side. Here we go. Drop, lift, drop, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, drop, lift. One more. Other side. Center. We could bring a shoulder shimmy. Hip shimmy. How's about some of those traveling movements we did? Wow. All right, here we go. We got just drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Try and keep it nice and edgy and sharp. Staccato, strong on your low half. On the upper half, keep it nice and smooth. You can make it a little bit faster if you want to. Drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Another traveling step we might have a look at is step, touch, step, touch. And on the touch, you're going to hit your hip upwards. And then with that, we can place this revolving arm. So you're going to, one hand on the back of your head, one hand out in front. You're going to revolve a circular motion through your front arm there. Circle it round to the back. You're going to flex through your wrist and through your fingers. This is the motion that we're using here. And what you're going to do is you're going to step, hit, step, hit, step, hit, step, hit. You turn this down. Wow, so you got that step, hit motion. And this is a movement that we're going to have more fun with next time. So you've got step, hit, step, hit. But for now, I just wanted to give you a combination there just to have some fun with traveling down your hallway, traveling on your gorgeous daily walk in nature. See what nature thinks of this movement. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? But that's as natural as nature itself. Wow! Amazing. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And the other thing to bring our thoughts towards as well, and we're going to be looking at this a little bit more next week, alongside of that movement is, if your frame that you're looking at, so for me, the box that you see me appearing in, if this is my stage, how best can I illustrate things in a really, really beautiful way? So we started to have a little look at the rule of thirds, the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence. We're going to return a little bit to that and just looking at the sort of the mathematical equation of beauty. You look at something and you think, that looks gorgeous, but you have absolutely no idea why. Chances are that is the reason. So we're going to bring a little aspect of the technical side. So this is, we're talking about stage direction here. So if you're a performer or at one stage you think, maybe, or even if you just are interested in theatre or performing arts, this is something that is really, really fascinating. So we're going to add an element of that in there for you as well. So let's for now have a gorgeous cool down stretch. Wow, that was so nice. I think I'm going to pop that track just back on in the background because it's so much fun. Yay. So as we come into center, in alignment, we're going to release your arms, lift up and release. And just let any tension just drain away and drip off your fingertips. One more. Relax through your neck. You can take a wide step with your footing if you want to. Bring your hands down towards the ground. You can bend through your knees here or extend. We're going to come through one side, lengthen through your waist and your back. Come back through center, take it across to the other side. So we have just worked our muscles really hard. Probably harder than you noticed. Take a deep breath here. As you breathe out, let's gradually come back upwards, one vertebrae at a time. Returning all the way upwards, back to standing. Bringing your hands in to temple pose there. Here we're going to bring the elbows back. Bend through your knees so you don't hyperextend through your back. And we're pressing the elbows far back. And then release that. And you're going to press the palms together. Bring your elbows in front of you. Here, we're going to bring the hands down. Nice. Bring it up and center. And release that all the way around. Bring one hand out in front. Fingers come in towards you. Releasing through bicep. And through the forearm and the wrist. Cross it over onto the other side. Bring those fingers in towards you. Deep breath here. As you breathe out, release that down. This one you could do against a wall or on the back of a chair or just standing in center if you feel your balance is ready for that. Bring the knees into alignment. Tuck the hips under, push the hips forwards and bring that foot closer and towards you. And we're really deeply releasing through each of the muscles there, through the thigh and through the hip. Hands to where you need them to balance. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gently releasing down. And we always make sure that we hold the stretches long enough so that they actually work. Bring that foot all the way around. Lift up. Often what you'll see online is lots of people rush through the stretches and you don't actually get any lasting benefit from them. So wouldn't it be nice if we can release the muscles, not only for right now in this moment, for recovery for what we've just done, but also at the same time, why not? Let's add some increased flexibility. Who doesn't want that? Take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, release that foot back down towards the floor. Let's finish off. Woo! With a full body shimmy. Just release any tension. Let it melt down, dissolving down, dripping off of fingers, returning to the ground to be transformed into something new. Woohoo! If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit notifications so you can be informed of when the next video goes up. If you'd like to support the creation of these videos, remember you can head along to patreon.com/Little Egypt Studio, where you'll find a community of other enjoyers of these videos. See you soon. Bye.